all you need to know, the Bloomberg Quint podcast that prepares you for the day's business.
Good morning and thanks for listening in. This is the daily morning update from Bloomberg Quint and I'm Alex Matthew. Today is the 28th of May. In the top story, India has moved additional troops to its northern border as it prepares for an extended conflict with China after several rounds of talks failed to ease tensions. According to an official in the Indian government, China has already placed about 5,000 soldiers and armoured vehicles within its side of the disputed border in the Ladakh region. India is adding a similar number of troops as well as artillery guns along the border to fend off the continuing incursions by the Chinese army, according to the official. US President Donald Trump said in a tweet yesterday that he had offered to mediate the dispute. Neither India nor China has yet responded to this offer. The total number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in India has reached the 1.52 lakh mark, even as there are just a few days left in the fourth phase of the nationwide lockdown. India added more than 6,000 fresh cases of the infection for the fifth straight day in the 24 hours to 8 a.m. yesterday. And that'll likely be the case today as well. The latest figures, remember, will be updated at 8 a.m. Globally, the number of coronavirus cases has risen above 5.6 million. Deaths have now risen over 3.5 lakh. In the US, cases are rising at a lower pace, even as the number of deaths crossed a lakh. In some good news, though, Anthony Fauci, the US government's top infectious disease expert, said there's a good chance that a vaccine may be deployable by November or December. I'm sure you're aware of the problems that are being faced by migrants across India at the moment. It turns out that 20 senior advocates from Delhi and Mumbai wrote to Chief Justice of India S.A. Bobde a day before the Supreme Court took suo motu cognizance of the migrant crisis. In the letter, the advocates said that the top court's unwillingness to hold the government to account would severely erode its constitutional role and status as the guardian of the fundamental rights of the people. In other news, Indian banks may see a rising need for capital as credit quality of borrowers weakens, leading to a jump in the credit costs. Credit Suisse estimates that the need for additional capital is at $20 billion over the next 12 months, according to a report that it released on Wednesday. Of this, public sector banks will need $13 billion in recapitalization from the government, according to its estimates. The market regulator has imposed a penalty on the National Highways Authority of India for multiple delays in filing half-yearly results with the stock exchanges. The NHAI will have to pay a 7 lakh rupee fine for failing to comply with the timelines 7 times in the financial years between 2015-16 to 2018-19, according to the order of the SEBI. In international news, US Secretary of State Michael Pompeo has said that Hong Kong does not continue to warrant treatment under the United States laws in the same manner as US laws were applied to the city before July of 1997. This could trigger sanctions and have far-reaching consequences for Hong Kong's special trading status with the US. This is all part of rising tensions between China and the US. In international markets, US stocks rose further, extending their rally. The Dow climbed 2.2%, while the S&P 500 and Nasdaq ended higher by 1.5 and 0.8% respectively. In the Asia-Pacific region, the three early risers have all begun strong on the back of investor confidence that there could be a quick recovery. And with that, it's over to Agam Vakil for the trade setup for the day in India. Morning, Agam. How are we looking today?
Good morning, Alex, and good morning, listeners. Asia has opened higher, but the SGX Nifty futures isn't reflecting that, considering it is currently trending flat. We start with earnings once again. We have United Spirits with a disappointing quarter. its revenues declined 11% and net profit was down 81%. It did see an expansion in margins, however. Its overall volumes declined 13.5% on the back of sharp deceleration in Prestige and Above portfolio. Margins, however, improved on account of lower employee costs and ad expenses. The numbers do include a one-time bulk Scotch sale of 248 crores in the current quarter. We have Ujjivan Financial Services with steady earnings coming in with net interest income growth of 41% year-on-year, net profit rising 49%, and this is despite a provision for COVID-19 at 70 crores. Aditya Birla Fashion and Retail has seen revenues decline 5% and also posting a loss of 140 crores versus a profit year-on-year at 203 crores. Margins did improve considerably at 8.6% against 6.5%, and there was a sales loss due to COVID-19 which stood at 339 crores. The company has stated that it has managed to resume operations at all manufacturing facilities and most warehouses. As of May 27th, out of a total network of 3,041 stores, more than 1,300 stores have begun operations. In terms of earnings today, we will be watching out for Lupin, Federal Bank and TVS Motor Company, among many others. We also have news from Indostar Capital Finance, which has completed raising 1,225 crores from Brookfield. Post-infusion capital adequacy stands at 40% and leverage at 1.5 times. Brookfield will become a promoter along with Indostar Capital and will have the ability to nominate 2 members to Indostar's board of directors. The open offer will likely be launched in June or July after receiving regulatory approvals. State Bank of India will extend the moratorium by another 3 months in loan accounts of all eligible customers. We also have India Grid Trust, which is in the news, and it's evaluating 2 to 3 proposals to acquire stressed solar assets, according to Chief Executive Officer Harsh Shah. And Indian Hotels will consider raising 300 crores via non-convertible debentures on May 30th. Now, these are just some of the stocks we can watch out for as we move into trade today, but don't forget to go through our morning edition of All You Need to Know only on BloombergQuint.com.
Thanks, Agam. And as always, thank you all for listening in. This is Alex Matthews signing off. Have a great day.
I hope you enjoyed listening to All You Need to Know. Did you know that you can listen to the show on the IVM Podcast app? On the IVM Podcast app, along with this, we have a number of other shows which you think you'll enjoy. Listen to Cyrus Says with Cyrus Brocha as the host. Listen to Paisa Vaisa with Anupam Gupta. The Scene and the Unseen with Amit Verma, or Shunya One hosted by Shiladitya Mukhopadhyay and myself. Check out the IVM Podcast app to get more talk content that you will enjoy.